The gist was Sandy Vaginas.
Sandy Vaginas.
Welcome to Post Credits Podcast.
Hey!
Everybody.
We need to put wooden boards underneath this couch.
Wooden board. Oh, it is falling apart.
Yeah,
We
I
need a new set, Kris. Can you buy us one?
I just bought new camera equipment. I don't know if I can afford that.
It's a solid yes.
Yeah, that sounds like a yes. All right.
Just call me your lumber sugar daddy.
Oh, I got lumber.
Your wood daddy. Daddy wood. Wood. Lumber daddy?
We'll talk about the name.
Lumber daddy.
Yeah, we'll work on the name.
Let's table the name for now.
Okay.
So I am Brad.
Alex.
Kris.
And we are here to talk film. We're back in the new year.
Yes, 2017.
First thing we're doing of the new year.
It just flew back in maybe, 10 hours ago? Maybe? More? Not 24.
18, 19.
No.
Got in at 10 last night?
No. I didn't really get back. I would say counting my apartment is when I'm officially back.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get back in
12:30. Like 12:30 when we got back.
Closer to 1, yeah.
Okay, so 17, 18.
18 hours? Alright.
Brad wins. Come back next week.
Yes.
When I guess times.
It's a good show.
Yeah.
So we're back and figured to start off kind of trying new kind of format. So we're kind of just gonna
format.
Talk about
Streamline edition.
we're gonna pick a movie that each one of us have seen, talk about it a little bit, and then get into the meat and potatoes of the episode, which of course is the wars in the stars.
Yeah.
And the rogues.
And a story that happens in those wars.
With a bunch of rogues.
Yeah. Well, one of them.
That make one. No,
they
rogues
make one.
that
Yeah,
make
yeah.
one.
There's like 15 rogues, right? Like 15 of them?
In the team?
Yeah.
Like it by the end of it, yeah.
Because you
Oh, yeah,
we're
guys were
getting
all
ahead of
tied, right?
ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever.
Why don't you
starting
start
off?
us off? Yeah,
I
you
don't
started
know.
off.
I'll start it off?
Yeah, start it off.
Let me start off since my movie's like so soft.
Sure.
I'll start it off. But yeah, I saw Office Christmas Party. Let me try that again. I saw Office Christmas Party.
Yeah.
Funny movie. Solid.
It was fun.
Solid ensemble comedy. I recommend it to anybody.
Good.
And it was good because when was the last time you saw a new good Christmas movie come out?
That is a good
It's
question.
been a while.
Last good Christmas.
Like there's always like
Fred
I'd
Claus.
say a good movie that comes out around Christmas.
Any Shane.
Sisters. Last year was
Any
technically
Shane-
Christmas.
Was that a Christmas movie?
Yeah.
Oh.
Shane Black movie, basically.
Yeah.
Nice guy.
Yeah.
Sisters was
So
fun.
I definitely don't count that as a Christmas movie.
It's in Christmas.
It's one scene
It's in
at the end that's months later.
Still Christmas. He has to have his Christmas.
Yeah, it's a good cast.
Oh,
Really
Olivia
huge
Munn,
cast,
yeah.
Olivia
And,
Munn is like, man, she still seems fake to me.
Jennifer
Fake?
Aniston.
Yeah.
Like as a person?
Yeah.
Like she's a robot?
No, like just like she's like there's certain people you watch them in a movie and you're like, oh man, they're acting right now.
Oh.
Like,
So you're just saying she's a bad actress.
yeah, kind of,
alright,
maybe.
fair
I feel like I couldn't really discern her character in this from her character in X-Men Apocalypse, which is
Or the change.
kind of crazy because
Or
one's
she's really good in the newsroom.
powered person.
she's
Is she?
fantastic in the
TV.
newsroom, and that's the thing. She maybe she's just not. You're probably right. She's not that good enough as an actor to be able to elevate her game by herself. She needs highly talented directors and producers and writers to support her, but she has those. She is really good. Like Aaron Sorkin dialogue is hard. Like that's rapid fire monologues while you're walking at a fast pace in a huge set that you have to remember your beats and your stops and goes, camera works, and she nails all of that really well. So I don't know.
I think TV's her thing though. I mean, I think she
it
just
could be.
I feel like she's like she doesn't look comfortable in the movie, and like
I just
there was
really,
always this like there's the unbelievableness of Jason Bateman turning down Olivia Munn at one point. It's like,
yeah.
what are you talking about? That never happened. Like,
I just really believe that she just needs a really good team. Production.
It's got to be a little distracting when you got T.J. Miller like,
yeah, like around every corner just being a
So-
jackass. And then also, I don't think I like those hacker characters like that who are like, oh, I'm fucking making programs. I'm so fucking good at it. I'm the coolest fucking person around.
Like, oh, I know how to do it better than everybody, so I
I'm
stay
gonna-
alone in
yeah.
my office and it's all cluttered and there's pizza boxes everywhere.
So
But I'm
it
a
was
genius.
the stereotype.
Yeah, it's just stereotype.
Yeah.
It's like,
They-
why can't a hacker guy be like a nice person who's just like good at the job and looks normal? I don't know, has a normal office. I don't know. Fun movie though. It was very funny.
Yeah.
It was very funny. Everyone killed it. Everyone killed it. Any joke they had, it was perfect.
I don't know if I've ever seen a bad Jason Bateman Identity Thief.
I never saw that spelling bee one. But
that was great.
Was it?
Bad words?
Okay.
Oh, that was amazing.
It didn't look
I don't know. Like,
amazing.
it's an okay movie, but Extract. I'm not the biggest fan of Extract.
I like Extract. I liked Extract. I thought it was...
I mean, it's okay.
It's one of those movies
Ben
I watched. I was
Affleck
like,
is a
I'm
bartender, right?
Yeah.
He's alright.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, okay.
Mila Kunis is in it.
A couple funny jokes are in it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It wasn't like, I mean...
Then again, though, I didn't see that in the theater. I saw that on Netflix where I couldn't, like, be like...
Yeah, I saw that.
I was like, well, that wasn't bad. I didn't have to leave
right?
anywhere.
Is that Mike Judge?
Oh, really?
I expect better from him.
Who was great in that movie, though? The other, his supporting guy. The older dude. What's his name?
The older dude?
The bald guy.
Rob Corddry?
Was that his name? Is that his name?
Yeah, it's Rob
Which
Corddry.
one? The one that was like, I hate it here?
I think it was the one that was talking about like how hot Mila Kunis was at the time.
Oh!
Right.
You're talking about Extract. I thought
Yeah, Extract. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm talking about Extract.
Oh, that's been a while.
He was funny. But anyways, yeah. Office Christmas Party. Recommend it. People should go see
I'll
that.
rent it.
Yes.
Oh, you want to save that yours for last?
Compared to yours, I think mine might be a little bit better of a movie.
I suppose. I mean, I saw Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
And
With our very own Bunny.
It wasn't bad. It was 50-50, half bad, half good. I mean,
I've heard the ending isn't good.
the ending is just kind of blah.
Like,
I mean,
kind of like the first Assassin's Creed ending, or it was kind of like
yeah,
like the next part of the game kicks up, and you're like, oh, and then it's just like directed by. And you're like,
it's
what
kind of
the
like
fuck?
that. That's why. Yeah, it's exactly like that. That's why I was like, if
sounds like they nailed it.
like when they, the positive is they strung pretty close to the game.
Mm-hmm.
The core concepts of the game and story wise, they stayed pretty close to it, which was nice,
And it's all canon, right? Like,
no,
it's not.
I mean, that's what I'm trying to say is like basic plot.
Mm-hmm.
It's canon of the first game, but first of all, the first game took place in like Jerusalem and during the Crusades. This one's taking place in Spain during the Inquisition. So I wasn't a big fan of that. I mean, more so because of the way it was shot. It was very boring, and then the style choices that they used. Like every time they would go into the history into Spain and the Inquisition, it was always started off flying in from as a point of view of an eagle. We all get it. Who's played the game? The eagle eye, but you don't have to do it every freaking time he goes back into the Animus. It gets boring after a while.
Confuse the audience.
The second thing was they had heavily saturated the film, like in terms of color. So it's like very like grainy. And then not only that, but they chose like brown to be the color hue for the saturation. So everything is
that's what the Inquisition
brown.
Looked like, Chris.
Like,
right?
Everything was brown, and then they added a smoke filter to every scene, so everything was smoky and hazy, and it just made it ugly. It just wasn't a very pretty film. When he was in the modern time and he was in the underground, the laboratory and all that, it was cool. But again, it was dreary and cold because that's what it's supposed to be like, right? But then you put it in with this ugly dirty, so you have dreary and cold and an ugly dirty brown. It just was not visually appealing, and so that was a big turnoff for me.
Was the stunt work good?
The action sequences were actually
good?
really good. They weren't like anything like, oh my god, that's changed the game like Matrix or whatever big action kung fu or any type of thing. But it was really well constructed action sequences. It's just, again, it didn't look pretty to like make me feel like, oh my god, everything was brown and ugly and covered in smoke. And then the ending, I didn't really care. It didn't bother me, but I can see why. Again, that game was catered more to fans, maybe, in my opinion, because if you didn't really play the games, you wouldn't have got that ending. You'd be like, what just happened?
Figured it wouldn't really appeal to me.
And it because that was the big fear coming from me. That's the first thing I heard before seeing the movie was like, nobody understood the ending. I'm like, oh my god, because you know me, like endings make or break a movie for me. You have to stick the landing. And this one, it didn't bother me because I just knew what they were doing. I knew what they were saying because I know the material.
Was it like some Apple of Eden shit or something?
I mean, spoilers. So you want to
just spoil that?
Cover you.
It's fine.
But basically, yeah, it's the Eden, the piece of Eden. They get it, like the Michael Fassbender's character finds it in history, like so he knows where it is. They get that information out of his head, and then the Templars actually get it. But now, all that, like, I don't know, skills transferred over to him now. Like, everything that he...
Like the Desmond situation.
Yeah. So him and all the other assassins that they had found in that lab all have their assassin's abilities. So in modern time at the end, they stormed the Templars, like, stronghold or, like temple that they were all, like, patting each other in the back. You did it! You got the piece of Eden. And then, like, Fassbender kills the main guy. And
the fighting continues.
And basically the fighting continues, you know.
So come back for the next movie where the fighting continues.
But I mean, maybe the only thing I could see where it was confusing was Michael Fassbender confronts the daughter, who was like in charge of the whole Animus program, who is Marion Cotillard. Mm-hmm. She's the daughter of the big bad, and she just lets him kill her father. Her dad, yeah. But if you know Templars and you see what she was doing, she was aggressively, like, making a power play, like, I'll let you kill him because I'll be in charge, because she didn't really agree with how they were going to use the Templars.
Sounds like daddy issues.
That's literally the entire thing, though.
Yeah.
It's like,
so I mean,
it's not a bad ending at all.
It's
though.
not exactly. I didn't have a problem. I just have a problem with the presentation and the stylistic choices.
I guess that they should have made it a bit more futuristic and optimistic. Like on the Abstergo, like I would have made Abstergo a bit more like
Apple.
Yeah, like Apple.
Macintosh.
So he think like, oh, I'm changing the world.
Yeah,
I'm helping because that's what you feel like in the first game. It's like,
it was very like underground. It was very like hush hush, you know, and it was very like,
even though there's this giant animus that looks like it makes the most noise out of any animus ever created.
Basically, it was basically what Bunny had kind of called, and we had already kind of just by looking at it was just like a souped up VR machine on steroids. You know, you're in, you know, you see those videos.
Wow.
But
Michael Fassbender's like falls on his face.
You know, and I respect their authenticity towards the era, because it was really cool that every time they did go into the past, it was all pure Spanish and everything was subtitled in.
That's good.
That's cool.
That's not true to the game though at all.
No,
that's not true to the game. If they went back in the past, everyone would have British accents.
They respected the time period that they were using, right?
How many bugs were in it? Was it a bug?
I can't tell. There was so much dust and brown and dirt. It could have been millions.
Ubisoft needs to write notes. Right, cover the bugs in dust. Dust bugs.
I mean, I think they could have done a better story, but again, Ubisoft's stories so far with Assassin's Creed kind of sucked ever since Ezio.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'll give him that.
I'll say that,
but
true.
That movie would have probably done. In my eyes, I would have liked it a whole lot better.
Actually, no, I'll take that back. I think since the 4 was
Black
like
Flag?
the dip, I'd say. That's where Black Flag was where the stories started going back down again.
If they would have like maybe used the color palette of like the games, you know, bright, vibrant.
Because those games are not that dark.
No,
the first one I'd say is dusty, but like
it's colorful and
everything
vibrant.
else is like pretty much pops. Every color pops out.
If they would have chosen that look, I would have thoroughly enjoyed the film.
You think the writer of the film only played the first game?
I bet he only played the first game. I think that's what a lot of them said. Well, like Michael Fassbender said he never played any of them when he signed on to the project.
Yeah, he just took it.
He just really liked the script. He just
treated
it
as a script.
Yeah,
he just treated it, and that's. I'd actually rather that. I'd rather you come in as an actor, not as a guy who's just, you know,
the older guy.
Jeremy Irons.
Yeah, he was also a guy who was just like, oh, the script was really interesting.
Yeah,
and then he checked out the game. Kind of, he didn't play it, but he saw.
They're not gonna play the game.
And yeah, pretty much no one attached to the project played the games. I think the director did. I think.
Yeah, he's the one. He's the one who was like spearheading. Like he's the one that got all those players, and I mean players as in the actors and all these people involved, because they worked with him on like his other projects.
Mm-hmm. And like, Michael Fassbender and what's her face,
they were in his Hamlet. Marion Cotillard.
They just got off a project on Broadway together.
Well,
so
and
that also I feel
they all know each other from Hamlet.
That also I feel like draws, but they also just got finished doing something else. That also I think brought like the tone of how they were gonna treat everything to like this like
thespian.
Yeah, they were like, oh, this is art. We are reenacting the Spanish Inquisition. You know.
But, so it's not bad. It's not great.
Just not beautiful.
It's just.
It's another video game movie.
If it's on like Netflix, I'll watch it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, I feel like that's how it should have been released.
But it's not like something like Guardians of the Galaxy where I want to watch it every time, or like Civil War or Star Wars. It's not something I'm gonna. My brain will actively make me want to go out and like watch it again.
Yeah. My choice does.
Yeah,
I've already seen it in the theater twice.
Jar Jar Land, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Jar Jar returns.
Star Wars.
Misa loved that movie so much.
Jar Jar returns.
Jar Jar.
But yeah, I've seen a little film called La La Land in theater a couple times. Saw it first on Christmas Eve, in the middle of a movie block. But goddamn, that movie.
It's good, huh?
Yeah. It's a great movie.
First off, it's a perfect me movie because
love story.
I love a love story. Favorite Quentin Tarantino movie that he's written?
True Romance.
True Romance. You know?
It's the only love story he's ever written. You can maybe say
Kill
Bill, but that's a fucked up story.
It's not a love story at all. I don't think it's a love
revenge
story.
tale.
It's a revenge tale.
Yeah, from the opening number of that movie.
I told you about that opening. I was like, get ready for that.
Hooked.
Yeah.
Because it's all one shot. It's like
I love those.
4 minutes long.
On the fucking interstate.
On the interstate, just full on traffic with all these professional dancers. And then the movie just goes from there. And I've been researching it, like, since I've seen it, just reading review after review. And like a lot of people talk about how the second act really doesn't have a lot of musical numbers in it. But the way I saw it was kind of like as the story goes, the more real that their relationship gets, the more it kind of goes away from that musical type of look and becomes more and more real and just heartbreaking. Because the end of that movie, oh my god, I've never left a theater more heartbroken, but like, I guess melancholy, I guess is the term.
I wouldn't say heartbroken. I mean,
it's cancer.
It's not like
it's always cancer.
Every character got cancer.
I don't know. It's just it.
Well, describe why it makes you feel melancholy. How about that?
Why?
You can spoil it. The movie's been out for
couple weeks. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
because I can talk about the ending. That's what I'm saying. So
yeah, it basically comes down to the final piece of music that he plays on the piano, and then it goes through his entire vision. And for some reason, that whole sequence just totally got me, and just like.
But why melancholy?
Because the whole thing is he's thinking, God, if I just did a couple things differently, I could have been with her. And the look on his face and the look that they share at the very last moment, it's just like, oh, goddamn, they got what they wanted, but did they?
You don't have hope?
I go out of that movie thinking they are not getting back together. No, that's probably the last time they saw each other, is her walking out of that club.
See, I'm always the opposite on that. That's why I'm like, I wanted you to explain your melancholy. I don't always see it. I treat it the same type of ending as in like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. So many people think that's a sad ending.
Well, the end of that movie, they go out or they go to do something together, right?
But they don't know who they are, and they're not see, a lot of people I'm in the same boat. What I'm trying to say is the mass people think that's a sad ending because they don't remember each other. They're not together, but they're there together, and they're enjoying. I see that as a renewal of that relationship, like the start, like a clean slate. And that's like comparing apples to oranges to La La Land, of course. Right. But you know what I'm saying? It leaves it completely open, and I'm using the visual symbolism to kind of make the two look compared to the two. Whereas, nothing was really said, are we getting back together to Joel and Clementine. They were just together and going off into the distance. And the same thing as what I felt for La La Land is that type of feeling, you know. They had this huge dramatic relationship, you know. They got what they wanted, but it caused them, you know, to not be together at the end. But you can see the longing for each other. Both of them. That's how I took it. There's longing. And there's nothing other than take one of those characters to be the person to be like, to see each other again. So with me, it's basically that's what makes a great film great, is that it's dependent on the type of person that is watching the movie. I'm an eternal optimist when it comes to those type of things. Yeah. So, of course, I'm leaning, okay, they're destined. They're going to get back together. Or they'll, something down the line. That's how my mind works. But, you know, a person that, you know, thinks, that's...
Yeah, because in my mind, I'm like, if there was any hope for them, they would not have had her be married with a kid.
But in this day and age with Hollywood...
Yeah, they're giving kids left and right.
Yeah. And they'd be divorcing left and right.
Oh, really? Oh, no.
we got to look at our golden couple, Brangelina. Look at how that went out.
Oh, God. They're divorced?
Yeah.
When did that happen? Is that real? They're really broken up?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
We're never going to get the sequel to Mr. and Mrs. Sweat.
We shouldn't have legalized weed. Somehow this did them.
Dude, I had Mr. and Mrs. Smith 2 Baby Boom.
Oh, dude, Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
That's how
they should make a second. That's how they're gonna come.
Baby Boom.
All the babies are in it.
Assassin.
Look who's talking, or none of who's talking. What's the baby geniuses?
Oh, it's gonna be voiced by Bruce Willis.
Oh, that'd be sweet. But I don't know. I mean, like, I forget because I only saw La La Land once. Mm-hmm. But they don't. She's not when, you know, she's married and she has a kid. I don't really remember her being like talking. Like, oh my God, I'm so in love, or
she comes home and she's the happiest. I saw her the entire movie when she sees her daughter. Of course, that's what the baby I'm talking about. Just, you know, they always got to make Hollywood always got to present that the baby, the mother and the child relationship as like total love. But I'm talking about, you know, when I'm trying to, the look back at her or him to me was longing. You know, it doesn't mean that she, you know, I'm not saying that they got back together. In my view, you know, it just means, you know.
It's not the end.
I don't know.
It's only the beginning. But yeah,
or Great Expectations. How about that? Have you ever seen that one?
I've not.
The Alfonso Cuarón version. Same type of, not the same type of ending, but again, they broke up. She goes off and marries someone, has a kid. Lives a big chunk of life, comes back home, sees that the love of the story was all about is there as well. He's single, she's single now. She's got a kid. She brought her kid there to see the house that she grew up with him in, and there you go. But again, it's the same type, different. But you know what I'm trying to say is like, to me, it's just like life has moved on. They've lived big chunks of their lives, but they still have that. There's a longing for each other.
I mean, one can hope. I mean, those two have amazing chemistry together.
Yeah, I mean, but the movie isn't about whether they got together at the end of the movie or not.
It's about La La Land.
It's about just that relationship.
It's about the dream.
It's about him being a night wanting to open up his club and running his jazz, you know, doing his own jazz, and her becoming that actress that she knows in the heart that she was, you know, and standing out amongst all the other ones that thought they were, you know, the same, you know, and the sacrifices and the choices that they make to get to those dreams. That's what the story's all about, not whether or not they end up together or...
Yeah, that all comes down to that last song from Mia, Pulse of Dream. So that was La La Land. I'm probably going to see that in theaters again. Soon.
So would that be the third time? Or
that would be the third time, yeah.
I mean, like I said, I think that's the best movie of the year. I'm not going to watch it again in the theater. I'll probably watch it unless there's like some huge reason, like nostalgia, like I need to see that movie again. You know, but I had really.
I think I have felt that way only felt that way about Doctor Strange. I just really like Doctor Strange for some reason.
It's a great movie.
That's the only movie I think I saw this year that I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go back. The next day and I saw it again.
I just think La La Land.
Yeah.
I like La La Land not because it reinvented the wheel. It's just because it was a really good wheel. Like it was a really well constructed movie.
Yeah, that
like,
goes
from
to
top to
your point. There's not a single scene in that movie that isn't like the setup for the next scene.
Like it's all just well constructed, tightly. It's a well thought out, well rounded movie. There's no fat. Everything is there for a reason. It all is in play to the larger whole of the piece. The dance numbers are enjoyable. Mm-hmm. The music is enjoyable. You know, I usually don't like musicals, but I like Chicago or Moulin Rouge. I can't handle those. But when it's in service of the actual movie, because sometimes I always feel like the movies is in service to the music.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's in reverse. You know, like Chicago, those type of movies, especially like Moulin Rouge. It's that I feel so strong, and that's why I reject it, because it's a movie. It should be the other way. The music is in service of the movie, and this one, I mean, it's a callback. It's a callback to the classic 50s and 40s musicals. You know.
Oh yeah, nice little Fred Astaire.
Yeah,
Gene Kelly.
Exactly, Grace Kelly. You know. That's what Hollywood musicals are about.
Yeah, I definitely get you on that. I like because I love musicals. I think musicals are fun, but I don't like the musicals that are like about a show or about like where it's setting up for them, like where there's a reason for them to be singing.
Yeah,
like
you know
High
what I
School
mean?
Musical.
Yeah, like come on, not very great. Or the Hairspray, like that's It's very much
Grease.
Grease is great, but they're not setting up for like a big.
But you see what I'm saying?
At the end.
Again, Grease. I can watch Grease, but again, most of that music is in service to the story.
Yeah, or even develops. Most of the songs develop character, or like help you like understand how everybody's feeling at the time,
or teach you how to build a car.
Or teach you how to build a car. When was the last time they wrote a song about that? Sweeney Todd, I think, is another great example of a musical that's like put it in there. And probably I don't like it, but Les Miserables. That's also another one because that's just straight up singing the entire time.
Yeah, Les Miserables. It's
gets the point across.
It's long.
So
They just use the music to tell the whole story.
And again, those are the ones I can watch. Like they're not like memorable because I'm not a musically inclined. Like that's not my genre that I gravitate to. I can enjoy it for what it is, and that's why I can really enjoy La La Land, just because it's just. Again, movies are. There's a couple things that make a movie good. Who you're watching. People love to see those two together. The chemistry of them together is just infectious. It's really, it's true. And then
it's just crazy, stupid love.
Yeah. And then just the way it was shot, the camera movements, the colors. It's vibrant. Again, like I'm tired of the like moody. This was vibrant.
Art. Artsy look.
So. Yeah, it's just a great movie, top to bottom.
Yeah.
I don't have any fault, I don't know. I just don't see it. I get what you're saying, I just don't see it as a sad ending because I see it as life. Mm-hmm. Life is not perfect and it's up and downs and, the happiness is that they got what they wanted in terms of dreams and then they didn't get what they wanted in terms of love. You can't have your cake and eat it too.
Yeah.
Unless you buy the cake.
Oh, dude. Wow.
Just buy the cake from
buy the cake?
Yeah. Did he try paying her
to be with you?
Yeah. Paying for her? That's what I would have done.
Let's call him.
I've got this cash.
So I want to ask you about your character. How would she react if he paid you to stay in
cake?
In cake.
In cake for your cake.
And see what her response would be.
I gotta see it though.
Yeah, it's great, man.
But all right, I think we should head into the big one.
Our every 8-year-old boy's dream movies.
All right, first things first. Did you like it? Did you like Rogue One?
Rogue One. It was good.
Yeah, I liked it. I will say it was good.
Okay.
I liked it. I didn't like it as much as Force Awakens.
I agree with that. Yeah,
definitely.
Like I thought I would. So like that's my thing. I thought going into the movie, I was like, oh, I think I'm gonna like this a lot more than Force Awakens, just because like Force Awakens for me, after watching it like a couple times today, I was like, yeah, like they're doing so much of the same thing, and I was fine with that because the theme of the whole like movie is everything happens in cycles, and so they did that to show that like it's all happening again, but like so something's got to break this chain. Like that's what I'm seeing. So I was like, okay, whatever, I'm fine with it all happening again. They did it well. It's fun. They just took everything and was like, make it bigger. So you know,
bigger,
that's cool.
newer, and shinier.
But like Rogue One, I was just like, oh man, this is like a cool thing that actually like it happened. Is it had to happen like this and everything like that, and I love the way it was shot, so I thought I was definitely gonna like it more. But in the end, no, I didn't because it's got a huge problem for me, and that is people not on their own accord. They don't choose to do it, but people just stopped being the awesome people that they are because they all died. So you know. Well, that sucked, but what are you gonna do?
I'll say is like, obviously, final act is worth the admission price alone. Mm-hmm. That battle is
great. It's great.
The visuals, like you said, are amazing, and the movie itself has a pretty good message specifically for this time, which is if there's bad shit in the world,
start a rebellion.
Just don't lose hope. Just keep trying, and just stop complaining, people.
Just
complaining
let
about
it.
Just. But the first two acts are just.
I mean,
right.
The reason why I prefer The Force Awakens is because it's a saga episode, and the characters are far more. I don't know. Not likable because you like the Rogue One characters. I
like the robot.
They're iconic.
I really
though.
care less about
like. The sequel trilogy characters are as iconic now as the original trilogy ones. Mm-hmm. That's a hard thing to do, and they knocked the park out of it. They knocked it out of the park with them in terms of that. Yes, The Force Awakens isn't a perfect movie. It follows beat by beat, A New Hope pretty close to the T on that, but it's seeing these characters and seeing them interact with Han Solo and Leia and C-3PO and all. It's just. It's nostalgia and new wrapped them together, and it's just good. Rogue One is a great movie in terms of being constructed, put together. Scenes are well thought out, well shot, and the story is a man on a mission movie. Mm-hmm. War movie. I always like those. I'm not too disappointed in the way that they all died. That was always going to be the end point. You knew that was going to happen. Because that was what they said.
The one person who didn't need to die at the end, though, was the bad guy. He should have died 10 minutes before the end when he got shot.
I think he
didn't need to wake up and be like, ah, darn, and then just blow up.
I don't know how much you've heard about the production of that movie, but there's reports out even by the bad guy Ben Mendelsohn saying that there's two different versions other than what came out of that movie. Yeah. There's that much footage because they did a whole bunch of reshoots. 30% of the movie was reshot. Not because it was bad, but because they wanted to make story adjustments. Mm-hmm. But there's now 3 different versions of that movie, and I feel that you're right that he died sooner in another version. Mm-hmm. And I think Vader
because there's a point in the movie.
I think Vader kills him.
Yeah, there's a point in the movie where Grand Moff Tarkin just fucking takes over, and then that guy goes well, I'm gonna go talk to the fucking Emperor about this shit. Yeah. And he goes, and Darth Vader chokes him, and then and lets him go. And you're like,
that's another thing I heard about that. One of the things that they had to do reshoots for was because Vader was just too brutal in what they had done so far.
So
I don't think so. I think they should keep him. As
there was one version where Jin and Cassian. Spoilers, but they survive. But the actors actually fought him on that.
Oh, okay.
So they were like,
we
"Yeah,
don't
you're
want to do it."
I think what's great about Rogue One, a cool thing about Rogue One is if you show this to people new to Star Wars, this new generation of people, right? We have the prequels, but you can show them this movie and be like, this is Rogue One. This is I'd say the beginning of Star Wars, right? And then they're like, okay, and they see all these characters, but they don't know anything about them really. They see Darth Vader and Grand Moff Tarkin and all this, and they're like, oh, okay. And they see Darth Vader be so brutal, and they're like, oh fuck, that was crazy. And then you show them A New Hope for the first time, and it's oh man, be afraid of this guy. Why is everyone so close to this guy?
Why is everybody joking about this old ancient?
Did you see what he just did? But it like changes the entire like way you can watch all of the rest of the movies. I think it puts you in a new mindset of what the universe is like. That's cool. But I think a double-edged sword for it is how they like made it. Ooh, hey, what the fuck are you doing, man? How they made it like down and dirty, like it's got a gritty tone. Yeah. But that tone doesn't match with the rest of the movies because everything is so clean. So it's like a double-edged sword of like, that's cool, but it's really not. I don't really see it for Star Wars at this point.
Another reason why I like this movie and why I think it's good is because of its long-term impact, because it shows that they can expand off of just doing the core Skywalker saga family, which that's what I want no matter what. I always just give me more Skywalker episodes. That's what I want. But it's kind of like the same thing with Marvel. It's I mean, they're following the MCU because they are the MCU. I mean, they're part of Disney. Yeah. You know, they're just following the blueprint now because it's a formula. But, you know, I always want the Avengers. Give me more give me more Avengers, but I know I'm only going to get that every 2 years, every 4 years, you know. But I still want stuff in that universe. So I know that I'm only going to get a Skywalker episode every 2 to 4 years. Give me shit about like Han Solo. I'm still worried about that because that's really like they could get away with things in Rogue One because it was with new characters that we didn't have any attachments to or whatnot, but by them doing this, it was still a gamble and they nailed it. Yeah. So this gives me more confidence in like, okay, I'll give you like
Han Solo is really going to be the tipping point. Yeah. If they can nail that one.
I think the biggest issue with Han Solo is like you're doing an origin.
That's what I'm saying. Like
for a character that I would say a
has
mystery.
The perfect
if you
intro.
just have like this, like the air behind him, like that's Han Solo. He did things. You don't need to see what he did. About the character. He should have a bit more.
And that's why. And I still hope. And I in my gut believe that's where it's going. Is an Obi-Wan movie because you already knew his origin because it was already established for whatever. If you think how shitty the prequel trilogy is, but that was his origin movie was that, and he's the standout out of that trilogy, you know that. So,
and I even say like the Clone Wars stuff and all that they've done. Obi-Wan's been like done. It's just been I'd say they've told where he comes from and how.
So he is. You don't exactly. So you just take that awesome character and put him in an awesome adventure.
Yeah, like a James Bond story.
Exactly.
Where it's just like,
and you have the time period to do it in between the Clone Wars and when A New Hope begins. And
like those stories that him and Anakin are telling in the elevator ride in the beginning of Episode 2.
But
it's way better.
You watch any of those movies, right?
This is a theory
or when they're flying in the transport and they're telling more stories about, and you're like,
I'm attached to is that Rey is Obi-Wan's granddaughter. So you tell the story because it has to take place in between A New Hope and the prequel trilogy is how he got off world from Tatooine and how he met Rey's grandmother. You know, I think that's an issue, but that's if she's Rey's, or if she's Obi-Wan's granddaughter.
How many years between End of Jedi and Force Awakens?
It's supposed to be like 35.
Oh, really?
Yes. So that's why it has to be granddaughter. It can't be daughter. So that's why he would have met the grandmother. Yeah. They have some adventure. He'd be weak because she's too beautiful. They do some Jedi nasty stuff. And then
if you were feeling as much pain as I am, please tell me.
My god, that's such bad dialogue. Bad dialogue. But I'd be interested, or like a Knights of the Old Republic, movie. Oh my gosh, that'd be awesome. Or Knights of the Old Republic trilogy. Oh my gosh, that'd be ridiculously awesome.
Planet of the Wookiees.
What was that one video game with Starkiller? They used the name and he
Force Unleashed.
Force Unleashed, like a character like that. Oh my god! Like
it's just that God, it makes.
I mean, the game
it makes no goddamn sense for like to tie any of those stories in with like the main story because it's like, okay, well, if Darth Vader was plotting to kill the Emperor this entire time,
why didn't he ever do it?
Why didn't he ever just do it? He picked the fucking old guy up and threw him off the goddamn thing like that. He could have taken over in a second.
So, but I mean, like, I'm not even saying follow that story, but just like a character like that, and just throw him out nowhere near. It's just in that universe, You don't even that stuff. That's awesome. It can work.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what makes me.
I think the next thing they should tamper with is time travel.
Oh god.
Come to this galaxy.
So
far, far away. I don't know.
You know,
that's a question.
I
but-
mean, I've heard some people want a bounty hunter movie. I'm not.
I
really, just give me more cool magic.
What I would prefer if they do a
stuff.
bounty hunter movie, I want to do that.
I want one of the other bounty hunters that was in the lineup in Empire.
The lizard guy with
that's
the
what I'm
bare
saying.
feet.
Yeah.
There's so if you play
Suicide Squad.
Star Wars: The Old Republic, the game, the MMO.
Yeah.
There's a great story arc if you pick if you pick that character, the bounty hunter, where you go to Mandalore or whatever. And there's the great hunt that happens where it's you, a Mandalorian, versus like all these other bounty hunters in a grand royale of like you're hunting it's like I'm hunting this guy and he's hunting me.
Sure.
And the last man standing is the winner of this great hunt. That'd be an awesome movie because it goes across all these planets and you're constantly like bouncing everywhere, and people have different strategies throughout. Like some guy just hides out and then some other guy like is attacking you the whole time. That'd be a cool movie. Attack from all sides, you know. Then you can actually show what's his face being a badass. Give him any reason to be a badass.
No, do a Sith movie.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Do a historic Sith.
An older one.
Yeah.
Like when they were in the fucking peak of.
Yeah,
power.
or like when they started the Rule of Two. You know, because that.
Oh yeah, like the story of whatever the fuck Palpatine tells.
Yeah, it was
Skywalker in
Darth Plagueis.
Plagueis, yeah.
Because his master is the one that started the whole Rule of Two, because too many Sith would just ruin the whole plan. No one would do anything because they wanted just the power and they'd kill each other.
Mm-hmm.
So then that's why they were like, no, only 2 Sith can, because then shit can get done.
And then Darth Vader made Starkiller and fucked everything up.
I mean, I would definitely be excited to see a Sith movie, like someone that tells the history of Sith, or one section of history of the Sith.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Well, like you said, at this point, I'll take anything.
Yeah.
I guess this is like heroin. Like Star Wars is heroin.
Come on, give it.
Just give me any
It's
bump,
because-
and then once in a while I get the good
It's
stuff.
just because
Once in a while, I get white panda and I'm like, I'm flying high.
it's because they're doing the same thing that Marvel's doing, where they have a stable of talent and they let the talent work. It's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's all one unit. It's a team, and it's not like, okay, we're just gonna let you do that. We're gonna let you do whatever you want. You do whatever you. Everyone's working in coordination
Yeah,
together.
they got this idea. Everyone's on
See,
the
that's
same
what they should
page.
have done with the Police Academy movies. They just kept using the same
I say
people
that all
over
the
and over
time.
again.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. I mean, that's a great movie.
Another thing I kind of have an issue with that movie, with Rogue One, it's like it's a movie where like it's happening before things you've already known happen. You've seen all these things that are in this world, and they add a new thing, and you're like, how come I never seen that before? How come I never seen this thing before? Like the ship they're in the whole time?
Ewing.
The Ewing?
Yeah.
Like they
It's
just
explained.
threw Ewings in
It's
there. I've
explained.
never seen a Ewing ever once.
It's explained.
Okay, explain, but do I see one?
It's explained. Okay.
Do
so,
I see one?
Hold on. So in the actual official book of
Rogue One.
Rogue One, the one it's written by Pablo Hidalgo, the guy who's in charge of the Star Wars canon, is that those were made by the corporation that makes the X-Wings. The X-Wings are older models, which is why there's so many of them out there. But that company was then basically absorbed by the Empire, so they weren't like just a company.
Mm-hmm.
They just became the Empire's manufacturer for their TIE fighters. The U-Wings were the very last model that they made before they got overtaken by the Empire, and there were only like several U-Wings in existence, and the Rebellion used them all up in Rogue One.
I agree.
Fuck you, Chunk.
So
That's fine to have, but like I don't know, just.
and
But there's so many ships they could have
and it's
used.
you know what's
like,
funny that
do
it's so
exist.
funny that
That's
you
what
brought it
I
up, because I read that today.
I don't know, man. Like that's fine. That's a fine excuse for being like, yeah, let's add something new we can make a toy out of. But let's.
Merchandise.
Merchandise. Like there's so many ships that exist that they could have just done. And
Yeah.
to me, it's like
I'm
okay,
really
it's a cool
hoping-
ship. I like the ship.
I'm really hoping that we
Really
get new
inconsistent.
ships.
Corellian freighter.
I'm really
Yeah.
hoping we get new ships in episode 8.
Mm-hmm.
This just makes me more. I just want episode 8.
Well,
Episode
yeah.
8.
Yeah.
I'm going to get more Rey and Luke together, Jedi training, Jedi fighting, hopefully better lightsaber fights. That's the stuff that I want. Give me more of that.
I feel like they're going to have a Highlander-ish training
Oh,
thing
dude, they
going
got
on,
to.
where like
to.
Luke's got a Scottish accent and he's like, "Remember, Rey."
Is he gonna drown her in the river?
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
More
he's a
Jedi
master,
power?
isn't he? Gotta
More
drown
than
a kid.
anything, you know what I'm most excited for? Is the fact that Rey came to that island with Chewie and R2. So at the beginning of the next movie, we're getting Luke, Chewie, and R2 all together.
Yeah.
Which, that's like classic Star Wars right there. Chewie and R2.
I want to know, and I know this is like a somber note, but I wonder how much screen time Luke and Leia have together.
Yeah, what are they gonna do?
I don't know. I mean, I don't want to, like, I know spoilers, but it's like 70% confirmed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's a big part of the movie, but she's like incapacitated, like, for a big chunk of the movie. You know what I'm saying? So she's in it and she's part of it, but then she's like taken out of the game.
Takes a couple Valium and
Yeah.
knocks off.
Yeah. So I mean,
There's
if
like a
that's
scene of them having a meeting. Leia's at the thing, and then it cuts back, and there's a different person. Like, "Hey, where'd Leia go?" She's like, "She asked me to step in." There's.
I don't want a
She's
Matrix.
sleeping.
Tina Fey.
It's Tina Fey.
I don't want Matrix. Like, do you remember when they had the Oracle?
Never seen Matrix.
Oh,
What's
you know
that?
the Oracle because she died right
And they
after the
replaced
second
her
one,
with
and then they
the-
replaced her to the whole. I don't want that.
Mhm.
You know,
Just let her die.
if it is how what I know about Episode 8, and she's incapacitated, you can just kind of just like she just couldn't come back. But
the Force.
I'm also not opposed by the time 9
Mm-hmm.
if they digitally
Oh, they will.
face her.
If they have to, they will. There's absolutely no.
I don't mind it for
I mean,
that one
the-
movie because that's the last. This is the last movie the original crew is going to be in the series. This is the handoff, so I don't mind if they can kind of marginalize the role, not as because they expanded the role. And she's dead now, so they have to marginal. I would say in a smaller piece, I can handle like a CG faced Leia.
Well, if she drifts off to Force Land in 7, then in 8 she would just be Blue Ghost, and that's way easier.
You mean in 9?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't know, but even
Push
then,
off.
It's really getting up there. in
but
numbers.
even
There's a lot
then,
of-
man,
there's a lot of them.
I don't think. Who knows? I mean, I just don't think she's not a Jedi. She has the Force. She's Force sensitive.
All right,
but she's
only
not.
Jedis
You have to like
do this.
train and
It's
become
Sith
a.
ability, actually.
You have to be a Jedi
it's a
master to be
Sith
able to
ability.
like ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Sith can't do it. Only.
No, that's a Sith thing.
No.
Yeah.
Uh-uh.
Play SWTOR, bro. It's all about the Knights of the Republic. Explain it.
Knights of the Old
I'm
Republic
telling you,
don't
bro.
count.
It's the Old Republic. It's like where it all started. So.
But
Just gotta wait a good 360 odd days.
I just want a teaser. I'm hoping by Super Bowl Sunday that it shows.
You know what I want to know.
Super Bowl is a good idea.
That would be like a huge like.
Another Power Rangers?
Yeah, but we'll talk about that next time.
I need to see more of the Zords before. Dude, every time I see the toy of the put together Zord,
Dude,
it
it
makes
looks-
me cringe, dude. It
but
makes
like,
me,
I do too. I don't like the put together toy, but
the
when I
robots
look
don't
at
look bad.
when I look at the
Zords themselves, I mean.
the T-Rex toy compared to the T-Rex Zord when they have like the it's like so much different. It's
See,
so
that's the
much
thing.
better.
And I know you
Like,
you said
it's
that
just a
that's
toy,
I don't know if that's a concept. If it's a concept, that might
It's
not.
not.
It's the official.
That's what it looks like.
Then I'm all in because that looks awesome.
That's what they fucking
But
look like,
the
dude.
robot looks so. The Megazord
It
looks
won't
so
look like that.
bad.
I guarantee
I
it
mean,
won't
he's
look
got
like
like.
Transformers.
It'll
toys
look-
Do you,
like
what,
shit
do
when
you
they
remember
came out
the
in
Star Wars
It look-
bounty hunter? I was making a joke. The green lizard dude who had the feet out of his suit. That's what the Megazord's foot looks like. He's got like big Godzilla feet.
Dude, here's my thing though. As a Power Rangers fan, I would say there's only like 4 Megazords that I could say, yeah, that looks cool. Most of the Megazords time, like they put it together, and I'm like, oh, they fucked up.
You gotta
Why'd
say
they
the
do like
original?
that?
You gotta say the original.
Original looks cool. Anything from the first 3 seasons looks fine. I think those all look
Yeah.
good. And then Zeo is cool, and then it starts to stray off kind of because it switches with those helmets, and it's like, it's kind of cool, but why is that a power? And then Space is really cool because it's all symmetrical again. And then once it gets into like the Disney era and everything, when they start using 3 and they have to symmetrically put a Power Ranger or a Zord together with 3 Zords, it kind of loses its luster on that.
But what about the one from what's the one with Ziggy?
That one?
The one that
That's
had like 13.
cool. That's kind of that's just amazing. That's
so why did they go down to 3 though? That doesn't make sense.
I don't know. Casting probably cheaper to make. You don't have to.
stupid.
You don't. You can make it more character. You can have more character stuff happen.
Focus on just 3. It's easier.
I kind of get it. I don't like it as much because you don't need to have them have character stories.
Yeah,
You literally
just
each
be-
episode just be like, oh, Ricky here doesn't like littering. There's a littering monster. He stopped littering. Like that's all you need for me. But yeah. So like the Megazord is always hit or miss. I'd say. But
and I don't even.
especially the newest.
I don't
one is so
mind.
bad.
I
It's
don't
so
mind.
bad.
I don't mind the
show.
the shape. It's the muscle part, the connection.
I think that's just like the fact that that's just a toy. It's a problem with the toy. I think it'll look cooler when it's moving and when it's together. I will say this though. Most of the concepts I've seen, like by fan art that I've seen for a Megazord for the movie, where they take like the theme of how those movies look a lot better than anything else I've seen. I'm like, I wish it looked like that.
Well,
but
that can go back. Starts all the way back from like Cloverfield when people were like, because no one saw the monster because it was J.J. Abrams' mystery box, so people were like just coming up with weird designs. Dude, 90% of all the fans' concept designs for the Cloverfield monster were better than what the Cloverfield monster looked like. That thing is ugly. And
I bet like so many people when they set like finalize like this is what it's gonna look like and they see all these fans like come up with way better shit.
they're like, why didn't we do that?
Damn it!
Yeah, they're like, why didn't we do that?
Like Ricky, I'm always talking to Ricky. Ricky's an asshole
goddamn
today.
Ricky.
Ricky's just you need to be like these guys.
And it's the same thing.
So
These
well
are like
played.
professional concept artists. You'd think that they, I don't
Come
know,
up with that.
but like, like even like, I mean, I don't mind. I'm just gonna go back to like the new Godzilla. I don't mind fat chubby cat Godzilla.
No, I
But-
don't have any problem with it.
Again, you know, you want. I don't know. I don't want him that way. I mean, he looks fine, but I don't. I want him to be. Fucking. I don't know. I just want him to be like an apex alpha predator.
I'll tell you what. What'll make or break this Megazord for me is how it'll come together. Like how it actually.
But see, that's the thing.
comes
That's
together.
exactly why I like the original Megazords because you can see them.
Mm-hmm.
You can see
But
how
they-
it puts
But that's
together.
the other thing.
This one is so unbelievable because it's so smooth.
It's strayed. A lot of some of the series have strayed from that. I'd say.
But you get what I'm saying, right? Like
Yeah.
it just looks like it's all one piece.
But it fits that tone, and that's what like they're going for. It's not the same. It's not Power Rangers. They're saying like this is a new way to look at Power Rangers. It has all of the ideas they've come up with. This are like totally new things. They haven't looked at any other stuff other than the colors and the general theme of everything. It's all new. They've said that. They've said if you're looking for a show like a Power Rangers movie that's
reboot,
representative
basically.
of the show, you're going to be very disappointed with this film because it is almost nothing like any of the shows. So I'm prepared for it to be very different. I love Power Rangers, so I'm going to like it no matter what.
Is that
One thing
May?
I'm worried about, yeah. No, March.
March?
Yeah.
Oh.
One thing I'm
Is it
worried
coming
about
out
is
this
I'm
one?
pretty sure Zordon, Bryan Cranston, he's just going to be
The head, right?
energy.
Big
no,
head.
no, not even a head. I think he's just going to be.
The
Have you
voice?
seen the trailer?
I mean,
There's that part where they're around the power. They're in the power thing,
Where they're right
and they're
before
about
they
to
change?
morph.
Yeah.
That blue thing in the middle. I'm very sure that's Zordon. That blue galaxy-looking thing in the middle.
So he's just gonna be a voice.
I think he's gonna be a voice, and it's gonna sound kind of like Bryan Cranston with some modulation.
Oh yeah, they're gonna modulate the fuck out of him.
Bill Hader, I hope, sounds just like Bill Hader coming through the fucking robot. Though.
Hey guys, how you doing? Are gonna be a bunch of Rangers or something?
And these guys say,
Yeah, teenagers leaving the Cheeto crumbs all over the place.
Dude.
I can't wait though. It's gonna be fun.
No.
That's
Have you seen
March.
Did you
That's
see the
in 2
concept
months.
designs of, or it's not even concept. That's like of what's he's gonna look like? Bill hate the.
Alpha.
Yeah, I think he looks cool.
It looks
very
cool,
alien.
right?
He looks like an alien.
He's got like a galaxy head.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was. I was like, that's actually a really good idea.
And people are mad at how Goldar looks because they released how he's.
I saw that. I'm not that see it, but I'm not attached to it.
To me, yeah, I'm not even attached to it. I don't understand why any fans like you ruined Goldar. He's the bitch character of the bad guys. He's there to be like, yes, mistress. That is his most quotable line.
I thought he was funny. I didn't consider him a bitch. I just thought he was like.
There's a whole season where Bulk and Skull, the
he's
dumbest
like-
characters, convince him and Rito that they're slaves.
He's like a
That's tragic.
He's like a
Skulls
bebop.
on this movie?
Yeah.
Come on.
He's like a bebop or Rocksteady from like the T. He's like he's just the henchman. He's just a dumb henchman.
It's like, oh shit's not going our way. Let's get out of here. Like he's that guy. I do agree though. It's kind of weird to make him like literally all out of gold. That's strange.
Because his name is Gold.
I think what's gonna happen is she's gonna make him she's gonna make him out of gold, which would be cool. Which will legitimize it all for me. But yeah, can't wait. Thanks for watching. Because we're like almost at an hour.
Yeah, we are already.
Sorry.
Didn't work out.
Oh, that's our fault.
Did we talk to an hour?
Yeah, it's
just
54 minutes.
We just love talking about movies, man.
Yeah, we were doing okay, but
We did stay focused until we stopped talking about Rogue One.
Yeah.
I'd say it was doing good.
The Power Rangers?
I ruined it every time.
Oh, that's
you had to say something. You got the jacket on, man.
That's great. I got two of these.
You had two of them.
This is my red one from
you only need
Cheyenne,
two,
Bunny,
the green
and then
and
I
the
got
red.
the green one
You got
from
the
this.
green and the red.
This fucking Meshuggah over here.
So wrap it up. We were kind of talking about what movies are coming out this month. Any good ones coming out? Not really mainstream. Few that I've left off. We got both the new Resident Evil and the new Underworld movie coming out this month.
I am so interested to see in how this
The Resident Evil?
coming.
I want to see that. It's close. It's the end. It's it.
Yeah.
That's like a $3 theater.
It's
movie.
time to.
Yeah, maybe.
That's like a hey, are we doing anything right now? You want to go see us play in a $3 theater? Oh shit,
Nah,
Resident
man.
Evil.
I'll see it. I'll see that. And I'll even pay full price for a full admission for that one.
And the
But
one
Underworld, I don't have.
I never seen.
I'm that's another $3. I think both those movies are like, I'll see it.
The only
Some
reason is
point.
because they strayed so far off the main story. Like
The Rise of the Lycans one was so weird.
It was about Celine and then what's his name? Michael. I think his name was Michael.
Celine and Michael were the main story.
And he was like the Neo of like, even though she was the lead, he was the Neo. He was the apex of the two races coming together.
I'd say those main problems, and I was watching.
And then she could finally live in the sunlight.
Yeah, the Cinnamon Sins about it, and he says something about it. It was like a lot of movies always try to relate their characters to Jesus, and I think the Underworld movies do that way too much. Like out of a lot of them, like they're like, this guy's the savior. Like every movie, this guy's the savior. Like there's always a savior.
But
there's always a God. There's always a father. There's always a son. There's always, you know what I mean?
The story, the sequel was where the main story left off. Like that's where the last time the main story was. It was the second one where
But they ended it kind of. I feel
like.
but
then they
gave it an ending. You know what I mean?
That's what I was like saying, and then to bring it back because it was a franchise. They were like, well, we need to make some money.
I don't
Let's bring
understand.
it up. They separate Michael and Celine.
She's quite pale
Because like I said, he's the apex now species. He's half werewolf, half vampire. She can live in the sunlight, but they separate him, and they never tell you what happened to it's not because they separated because they don't want to be together, but they were captured, and then they separated, and they just never bring Michael back up. And I'm like,
well, in a post-apocalyptic world, if you don't see anybody for a couple hours, it's like, well, where do we even begin?
But still, like focus, like. You played up that story like Romeo and Juliet. Mm-hmm. They were great love, and then all of a sudden you separate them, and then you don't ever bring it back up again. And then you give them a kid.
Movies are weird.
You give them a kid.
I think they just got to focus more on action. Let's have some vampires cutting heads off and have some Lycans ripping guts out.
Fuck story.
Yeah.
In those movies, at this point, they kind of should. I think.
Fuck story. I mean, that defeats the whole purpose of a movie, right? Like,
no, I'm not saying fuck story.
No,
but
not you. I'm just saying that's what the studio. That's basically what they've done to the series.
With Underworld, they did that though to themselves, and I think if they're gonna make another one, they shouldn't try to be like, let's try to go back to.
We're gonna reinvent the wheel.
Because what they did was they made all these facts happen in the first two, and they had flashbacks to like moments that happened in Rise of the Lycans, but they're totally different. They're totally different than how it happened in Rise of the Lycans. So it's like even the actress, the actress is different. So it's like, oh boy.
So, yeah.
And the one that I'm kind of excited for is kind of floating under the radar. It's not really action at all, but Founders coming out this month.
McDonald's?
Yeah, like Keaton.
I want to see that.
I think I'll watch that. Like I said, I mean that's a good biopic.
I've heard it's like, hey, did you like Wolf of Wall Street, but didn't like how the fact that they painted him in a good light? Yeah, go see The Founder. Michael Keaton's just an asshole. He stole McDonald's.
So, what else is coming out?
Yeah, nothing.
Can't think of anything else.
It's January is coming up.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wait for Guardians. No, that's next
Guardians
year.
is the next big one. No,
It's this year.
yeah, it's May.
Yeah. Guardians.
Well, we got Logan.
Oh yeah,
March?
Logan too.
Is that March?
Yeah.
Logan? Yeah, March is gonna be a good.
Super
month.
psyched for Logan.
Yeah.
March is gonna be like a good.
Which is
month.
very strange for me, saying that I'm excited about a Fox Marvel movie. But
I think it's just because
I'm genuinely excited.
it seems
for
like
Logan.
everybody behind that one is really like
Trying.
like they're all like, let's make it a good movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
So-
they used good source material finally.
for sure.
You know, instead, I mean, they're not staying close.
I think
to
it's
it.
gonna yet again though have kind of a problem that Fox does, where it's like, well, we made this good story. Wouldn't it be kind of cooler if we kind of push this story into that,
Yeah,
just
well,
in case? What if we just kind of push these two
Make
stories
the
together?
ending just a little bit ambiguous.
Yeah.
Just
then,
in case.
And then if they stay for the credits, we'll add an extra credit thing.
Yeah.
Because we have to.
We'll kind of just have that, and we'll gauge the theater.
That's what the after
Not
credits
half
should
people's
be.
in.
It should be Deadpool and Wolverine, just to bring the tone
Way
way out.
All right.
Good stuff. Thanks for
let's
watching,
get
Join
guys.
the
us
hell outta
next
here.
time.
Follow us on Behind at 1747, right? Or
That's
Behind.
That's
Instagram?
Instagram. 1747. No.
We're on Twitter. What are we on?
1747 Productions on Twitter now.
Follow us on Twitter for
And
sure.
then Facebook,
Facebook
is
1747. YouTube the
the
1747.
1747. Yep.
Like, subscribe, comment, share.
Upgrades
Share,
are
share,
happening.
share.
Upgrades are happening. We're gonna look prettier.
Look forward to new stuff. Thanks for
Yeah,
watching, guys.
Alex get new boobs.
Yep.